care less or more as you age?
I think you care more as you age because you start to care about things that really didn't matter before.
I think you care less because they don't matter now, things that mattered before.
Well, I just find that, as you get older, that you do care. You care about politics, you care about inflation, you care about healthcare, you care about finances. I think you just care about how much things cost today.
Yeah, but there's more in life to that. There's everyday little decisions that I think you just don't care. Like is food as important? Is if somebody bumps into you, do you get as angry? I mean, just little things. Do you care more or less?
I think you care more. I think somebody bumps into you, and even if they say, excuse me, it still just ticks you off.
I'm Sue.
And I'm Steve.
And we're aging joyfully. And Sammy's visiting us today. She is a papillon that we just got recently, and they don't like being left alone, so she just cries. See?
Yeah.
See?
And she brought her new toy along with her. She loves this. Yeah, she's sweet. She'll lick you a few times, and then she'll start nipping at you. But look at that face. It's a face a mother could love.
And we put her across the room, and I said, we're making a video, and then she started crying because she's been in so many.
And she wanted to be in this one too, right?
Well, I believe you care less. I mean, maybe I'm thinking of people towards the end of life, then they realize how petty so many things in life are.
Exactly.
I mean, is it really important when people, I don't know, when they're different than you, have difference of opinions, or...
Well, as you get older, you get to a certain age where you've paid your dues and you want to have respect, you want to have freedom, you want to have everything that maybe you didn't care about in the past.
What do you mean by freedom?
Well, you want to have your freedom to go wherever you want, do whatever you want. So, I mean, let's say you're in a store and, you're pushing your cart down the aisle and somebody's in the way, you want them to get out of the way.
So you're saying you're being aggressive, like Sammi is sometimes.
Yeah, she sure is.
She's like, I'm not aggressive.
Sure
no,
is. I like your earrings. I like your earrings. Mom, that's nice earrings. Yeah. Where's Dad's other hand?
Oh, I don't know. I think maybe you sometimes have more compassion because you realize what people are going through because you've gone through it. Maybe you recognize their sufferings when you remember when you didn't have money or when you were sick or when you had to do without. So I would think you have... Sammi, we're not ready for that. We're not ready for that yet.
Sammi says, don't forget, thumbs up, thumbs up.
And subscribe. We know a lot of you have been subscribing since Sammi came into the picture.
Yeah. She fills our days. And sometimes you want her to not fill your days. And sometimes you want her to be quiet.
So we were at Dollar Tree looking for things for Sammi. We did get her a brush, didn't we?
We did. We're not telling her yet.
We got her another brush.
Yeah. She's got these ears that you got to keep brushed.
But we saw a puppy there. It was the same size, and the lady told us, what was it again? It was half and half.
A Chihuahua and a Shih Tzu mix.
At same age. And she told us it was trained in 2 days. And I don't know, because this one's supposed to be pretty smart too, and she's still not housebroken yet.
I mean, the dog just really sat in her arms, didn't do a whole lot. So.
Oh, Sammi would do that too when she wants to.
No,
but it didn't have a collar or anything, and she bought it at a flea market.
They bought it at a flea market. I just find that unusual because.
and we cared more. Now that we bought this dog from a breeder, we cared that she bought it at a flea market, worrying did they have any illnesses?
Yeah, you can hear flea market. Fleas and dogs just don't go together. So flea market and dog, I mean.
I didn't even know it was legal to sell dogs at a flea market.
Yeah, I think that would be a puppy mill.
I didn't think it was legal. I thought there were some regulations in selling dogs, but
right. Department of Agriculture.
Is there?
I would think.
So we care more. We cared more about that puppy.
Yeah.
So that was one thing we cared more about when we were young. We probably would have cared less.
Right. But you see a cute puppy, no matter where it is, and it's for sale, you may just buy it.
but selling at a flea market is what we cared about.
Right, exactly.
So,
Yep.
like food, I don't really care, but I've never really cared too much about food. But
Right.
what else?
Yep.
What else do we care more or less? I mean, we care more about our yard.
Yeah, we do. And yeah, Sammy cares.
We didn't used to care about our yard. I mean, we did. We did
did
take
it.
care
We
of it,
did,
but
yeah.
we were never the yard of the
Yeah,
month.
we were never the get off my lawn kind
We were
of
never
people.
the yard of the month
Yeah,
with the
we
big
tried.
sign.
We tried.
The big sign in your
Well, we
yard.
did get it once, didn't we? Get yard of the month
Because it was
once?
rigged that month.
It's rigged every month.
But I'm saying, so do we care more or less? I know my parents always cared about their china. They treated it like gold, even though they got it from opening their bank account when they got married. And they were always very, very rigid with that china, wash it by hand. But as they got towards the end of life, as my mother got sick, they didn't care. They stuck it in the dishwasher and they didn't care about that china anymore.
Right. You know, our china that we were forced to buy when we got married still sits in the padded case that it had come in. And I think we may have used it once
We've used it a few times.
in 30-some years.
But what was so important when we got married
It was very important.
is not important anymore.
No. Priorities change over time.
All the precious moments that we bought through
Oh,
the
yeah.
early years, they were so important to get those precious moments. Hallmark was everywhere.
Yeah.
And now you could barely find a Hallmark.
Yeah,
And
we
that was
happen to
important.
know of one.
And that was important to buy those precious moments. And
Yeah.
now I'm trying to unload them for us to downsize. We got rid of the curio cabinet years ago.
Oh yeah, all that heavy wood furniture
we
and,
have the-
glass and yeah.
Yeah, furniture in the day was heavy.
heavy
You kept it for your whole.
wood.
Like our parents had the same furniture from the day they got married till the day they died, pretty much.
Yeah.
But furniture today is disposable. It's disposable. It's Target. It's. What are some other things that you care more or less about?
Well, in my car, I used to care a lot about how clean my car was and how
Or having the
polished
best
it was,
the best car,
or
like
the
a young
best
a young
car.
a young man cares about having
You
the
know,
best
yeah,
showy car.
yeah,
And now
but-
you don't care.
Not so much.
Now you care that it's reliable. That
Yeah, that's more so important as it being reliable than how it looks, sounds, appears. You have the essentials.
well,
And
clothes. I know older people often don't care about their clothes anymore. They just
Yeah, but I still care about clothes. I'm sorry.
well, we do, but in the day, people wore suits and dresses to
Right,
eat
right.
out. Now, we went to one nice restaurant. The guy was covered in mud. He had gone mudding and came to the restaurant covered in dried up mud.
Yeah.
I know, that was bad, wasn't it, Sammy?
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
you even dressed up to fly on a plane.
Yeah.
You'd wear a
Yeah.
suit, and women wear a nice dress and have a nice best
I
handbag.
know, Sammy can't believe that either.
No, she's like, tell me when.
I know, and
Show
now
me
people
when."
wear yoga pants, tights, whatever. And now people wear pajamas everywhere. I don't like when they go to a hotel and we're having breakfast and people come down in their pajamas. I care about that. I don't know, but especially when they're barefoot, I think that's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, it really is.
I
In
mean,
a restaurant where food is.
that's spreading germs. And
Yeah, when you have food.
So I care about that. And also when we flew and that lady couldn't reach her to put her bag up above us when we were both on the aisle and she stood on both of our armrests to put her bag away. That bothered me because all her dirty shoes and all the germs through the airport were now on our armrest.
That was funny.
That bothered me, so I cared about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess it depends on the situation.
And she got a stern talking to from the stewardess.
Well, at the end of the
too,
flight,
both of them.
the flight attendant, the flight
as soon
attendant
as she
grabbed.
sat down.
The flight attendant grabbed her bag as soon as we landed. And said,
Because I was sitting next to the flight attendant, and both of them, and the flight attendants, told her in a nice way, "Don't ever do that again."
as she jumped up and grabbed her bag,
Yeah.
she grabbed her bag as we were like just landing because she did
Mm-hmm.
not want her to do that again. I mean, she could have easily fallen,
Oh yeah,
easily.
yeah.
And I was thinking, why didn't you just ask that flight attendant, who's quite tall, to put it up there instead of standing on the armrest?
But the people today, they're so touchy about everything that you don't want to say anything to anyone about something that may not seem or appear to be the right thing to do, at least in your mind. You don't want to say anything about it because people fly off the handle and you don't know what the outcome's going to be. I see it every day.
So we act like we don't care about some things because
Exactly.
you're afraid of
You
your
kinda-
safety.
yeah,
You're afraid of your safety.
You look past it or you turn your head and, you just don't want to see it.
But I think it's person and situation. You care more about some things, you care less about some things.
Right.
But as you do get older and sicker and closer to the end, I think you care quite a bit less. You look back.
Oh, sure.
I mean, there's a young guy in his 30s who does videos on YouTube, and don't remember his name, but he asks people, usually older people, about life lessons, and they always say, I cared about making money and now I don't. But I think it's kind of ironic when they say that, because you had to make money when you were young and had a
Right,
family.
right,
So they're
right.
saying now at 80, yeah, I should have focused on making money, but you kind of were forced to focus on making money.
Yeah, it's easy to be a Monday morning quarterback, looking back and saying, you know, I should have done this, should have done that, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but you didn't.
Well, I mean,
So-
today young people are doing the work-life balance. They have much better balance
Right. Yeah.
than our generation did. Our generation, well, I don't know, they're trying to, but our generation is more just all about work first, because
Right.
that's what paid the bills, and you had to have to get health insurance. You had to have a job.
You know, it's a thing where when you're younger and you have kids and you want to be able to provide for them, for, you know, enroll them in soccer and other kinds of events, you know, that they want to be in ballet, and you know, you want to be able to take them to see Disney on Ice and go to the zoo and trips, and you got to work, you got to get money, and so, you know, that's your focus, and so money you care a lot about at that point, and your job and moving up the ladder so you could provide more and more and more, and you know, it's like, where does it end? You know, when your kids grow up and move out, and then, you know, you're not so attached to you're earning more and more and more.
I think we've got Sweet Sammy today. I mean, that cute video about Sweet Sammy and not so Sweet Sammy. And this is Sweet Sammy. She's giving lots of kisses.
So we've kind of gotten off subject here, and Sammy always comes into the subject because she's a big part of our life these days, and
She's my whole life now. My whole life
and
revolves.
so that's what we care about. I mean, Sammy.
Oh, we still have
is
our
what we care about.
grandson. We still,
Yes.
and he just loved her. He came over, and we're scared of her when she's aggressive and
Oh, yeah.
biting, because our skin thins when you age,
Yeah.
and we bleed a lot. He comes over, and she's scratching and trying to bite him, but
Yeah.
never broke his skin, because your skin is thick when
Right.
you're 4, and it's
The
thin
only
when
time he ever said anything is when she nipped on his ear, you know.
What did he say?
He just said out and walked away.
Oh, he thought it was funny. He was laughing and encouraging her to chase him.
Yeah.
He's a rough guy. He was taunting her, encouraging her to chase, and he was jumping up on my exercise block, pretending like he was hiding from her.
So it's pretty funny. Watch our grandson interact with him. Now that's priorities. You know, you think about it. We have Sammy as a priority. We have our grandson as a priority. You know, and those are two pretty big priorities. Family is a priority. You know, so you care more about those things, and you care less about things that don't have such a major direct effect on you.
Well, I've always cared about family. Family's always been important. Growing up with 7 siblings, it's always been very important. But I don't know. I mean, I don't care about, well, like we talked about making money, but it's really the work in this 60 hours. Like when I was doing long-term sub positions, working 60 hours and really, really giving it all to the kids. I don't care about that anymore. I don't care about giving 60 hours a week to schools. I don't care about that. I mean, I wish I could make a difference with kids, but I don't know. I don't care about working 60 hours a week, so I care less about that. What else? You said we care less about money. You said we want enough money for health insurance.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of things, you know, that you care less about as you get older. You know.
And a lot of things you care more about. You care more about Social Security not being
Well,
cut.
and it all comes down to what matters to you. You know,
Well,
what matters to
think-
you
but it
is what
changes-
you're going to care more
and it
about.
changes as you age.
And it changes as you age. What more you care about.
Your priorities change.
Your priorities.
I mean,
Exactly.
I mean, you could have the same priorities through life, a family, but you care. You may not care about Social Security in your 20s and 30s, but you care about it in your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
That's right. That's right. And, you know, that's just what Sue said, is that as you age, you're going to care more and more about healthcare, and about social services, more so than anything else.
So comment below what you care about. Do you care more or less? And what do you care more about? And what do you care less about? I know most of our viewers are 25 to 34. So what is important to you? I know right now it could be buying a house, paying rent, having decent jobs, maybe starting a family. I know it's tough for millennials. I know it's tough to start a family because just having a baby alone is so expensive.
Right.
The hospital bills are outrageous. Daycare is outrageous. And that's why there's fewer and fewer babies born. I know millennials are having a tougher time with those issues.
Right. So comment below. Ask the question. So we have a lot of life experiences. We've grown a lot. We've,
Okay, so millennials might feel that we don't understand being boomers. They feel that our lives were easy. Our kids feel that, and they weren't exactly easy. Interest rates, oh my gosh, I found my first car loan note, and it was 14% on a car.
Wow.
14%, it was ludicrous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 14. I was like, is this real? I did, oh my gosh.
Yep.
And our first mortgage was very, very high.
Yeah. And as through the years, we've moved a lot. We've had a lot of houses and cars, and our experiences are vast. And you find that when you get older, and so you look back and you think about, well, what was a priority? Well, at the time, a house was a priority. Where we were living, where we were moving, was a priority because we got to think of the kids, and we've got to think about, I'm going to be moving on, so what's the exit strategy? So your priorities change over time. So some things are very important to you now that may not be important to you in a few years.
Well, issues in the news like abortion is very important to young women who can get pregnant. To older women, they may not care about that issue.
Exactly.
They may care if they have daughters or granddaughters or nieces. They may care. But most women who are unable to have children wouldn't care about that issue.
Right.
So it is your age, and we do care about millennials as it affects these issues affect our children directly and our nieces and nephews.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So again, comment below what you care about more, what you care about less, and what you think. Do you care more or less as you age? And until we see you again,
take it easy. Right?